Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a support video for Lab 13. It's our second version of the student list, and in this version we're going to add a new data structure, an array list. So we'll review those slides in just a moment. The array list is going to allow us to create as many student objects as we want. In the previous version of this program, every time I created a new student, I overwrote the old one. And so in this case, we're going to do things quite differently using an array list. So here's the starter code for the student list runner. We're going to notice a big difference in that in public static void main, I have the student list, but I also have a while loop. So this is where I'm going to create the logic for allowing the user to put in as many students as they want into the list. I will need to declare a control variable, check that control variable, and update that control variable as we do every time we use a while loop. In the student list class, we're going to have to declare an array list of student objects. We're also going to initialize that array list inside the constructor of student list. Inside the print student info method that I'll write in the same class, the student list class, I'm going to do these several steps. I'll declare and initialize a control variable. I will check the control variable as I always do inside of a while loop, and then I'm going to update the control variable. The tricky part of this will be steps 8 and 9, where you're going to access the number for each student in the array list. So you've got an array list of student objects. You need to access the student number and name for each object and print that to the screen. Here's a list of frequently used methods for the array list class. I'm going to be using in Lab 13 add and get along with size. So let's review quickly how we declare and initialize an array list. When we declare an array list, we have to tell Java what type of object the array list is going to hold. In this case, we're going to have an array list of strings or string objects. The name of the array list is words. The semicolon means that that declaration is complete, and now I can initialize on a separate line. I could do both of these lines of code in one line, but I'm separating them in this case. So I have the name of the array words equals new array list, again with the type, just exactly the same thing I had up here, but when I use the keyword new, I have parentheses. Okay, so now when I run student list runner and I say right click and go to main, click on this, it will ask me, please enter a student name. So let's go ahead and do this. I'll say Bob 123. It'll ask me, do I want to add another? I'll say yes. This time I'll say Dave 456, yes, Sarah 567, Y again, and let's do Sam 8987. Okay, so let's see what happens if I say I don't want to load anymore. I've loaded 4 names, so it will print those 4 names to the screen, and of course with an array list I can add as many names as I choose. And that's it for this lab.